What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're going to be jumping into something kind of cool. Exercise Rattlesnake, U.S. Army's most hated unit, gives UK troops hell, is what it says. You left it on the request form. I'm here with it. I'm here all day for some military stuff. I get pumped up watching that kind of stuff, whether it's training, whether it's action, whatever you call it, whatever you wish to see. Like, yeah, I'm down for the military stuff. Because people get trained and be able to put their body through some most strenuous activities. Like, seriously, there's top levels of the military that only the best people kind of get into, those special forces areas. Those guys are freaking savage. Like, there's nothing else to say about the special forces of anybody's military other than you are savages. Like, hands down, good on you. Yeah, I'm a vet, but hey, you are a savage. Like, seriously, beastly stuff. Some of the things that these more special forces type people have to do. So let's jump in. Let's see what Exercise Rattlesnake is all about. It's just another thing on the military list. Let's go. Let's see what we got.
It's extremely grueling. We always say that we stretch you to the point where we can see all your holes.
And listen, I was a Marine. This is about the Army. There are some things that we do have in common. There are some things that we don't have in common. We most certainly have different equipment. We most certainly have different training things that go on. We most certainly have different boot camps. Everything's different. So when it comes to the Army stuff, I'm learning right alongside you. We may throw hooks and jabs at each other from time to time about which service is better. But at the end of the day, all of us that have ever signed up, we're all one big happy family. Like, legitimately, any one of us would have any one of our backs in a heartbeat. Let's go.
Give me rapid. The Joint Readiness Training Center rotation is like a cricket bat in the face over and over again.
Sounds fun.
What's that, right?
I'm Sian Greschek, and I'm joining the Welsh Cavalry as they spend 12 days in what's known as the Box, a feared training area that's been used to test troops to their limits for decades.
Very, very cool. This video, by the way, is coming at us from Forces News. If you guys enjoyed the content, most certainly go show them some love on their channel. Without them, we wouldn't have anything to react to in the first place. Let's go.
Meet Geronimo.
I think we are considered the most hated unit in the United States Army, and I think our soldiers really take a lot of pride in being the most despised unit that's out there.
Geronimo. So I have
That might sound normal to normal people ears. They take pride in being the most out there, like, seriously. But hey, why not? If you're the most hated, own it. If you're the most loved, own it. Own whatever you are, wherever you are.
Being the most despised unit that's out there.
Geronimo. So I have a lot of respect for Geronimo. I'm fighting somebody that has a ton of repetitions fighting here in this terrain that is going to absolutely give us every problem that we will likely encounter in combat.
They are effectively professional baddies. They're based at this training area and know every inch of it like the backs of their hands. Their mission is to give the visiting soldiers hell.
At the heart and soul of that is act in a way today that will force your adversary or your opponent to really have to deal with a lot of problems simultaneously. And when you do that, you overwhelm them and they start to create their own problems. And I think that is really what's at the heart of how we act and our mentality.
As usual, no prisoners. Questions?
Only 3. Let my guys push through. One dead G-man down the road.
And it doesn't take long for Geronimo to start causing problems. This, the aftermath of a surprise attack.
He got radio check before we switched them.
So, get guns facing that way, push these guys across the road, and then you can bring those guys in back.
Within my battalion, there are about 627 soldiers assigned. for rotation, I also receive about an additional 400 augmentee soldiers who just arrive just for the purpose of helping out for 1 month, and then they leave. In comparison, typically there are about 5,000 soldiers on average that will come here to train against us and fight us. So in terms of like overmatch, certainly we are the underdog, but that also plays into our favor in terms of why we're so hated is because we like playing as the guy who's operating against all odds.
Say during the day we do weapons maintenance and kind of rest because we mainly fight at night. So during the daytime we'll tend to do probe attacks sometimes, like make sure how their defenses are, their security, and then nighttime is normally when we hit them hard. If you could sneak up on somebody when they're sleeping and you kill them, you just tell them go back to bed.
Sleep.
It's like one of the there's like okay and roll over.
Yeah, just keep alert. Like, all right, I'm dead, and then just go back to sleep.
The enemy that we're up against, this is their full-time job, so they do this day in and day out, and it's going to be a pretty big hassle for us.
They also have off-the-shelf drones that they utilize to locate and target, and they have Nerf droplets that they drop to simulate grenades. So it's completely real world and working to create the best way to strike the enemy.
It actually is. I know it might look like a bunch of people playing soldier in the forest, but like legitimately, this stuff right here, that's what I did this for a while. Like we ambushed the logistics officers course, things like that out at Camp Johnson, North Carolina. I was over there working as an instructor's aide. Like we used to do this stuff, and there's a very real reason for it, because when someone sneaks up on you and taps you and says you're dead, in real life you would have been. Like, it might look like a game, but I promise you the people that are there, it's as real as ever, because these are the things that are going to keep you from dying when you're over there. Every single thing that you learn is for a reason. Every single thing that you do is for a reason. Mistakes get people killed. Like, it's just, the more we train in peace, the less we bleed in war. That whole statement really holds true. Like, it makes the training that we do makes us who we are. It makes us the best. It makes America have the best military in the world. Like, seriously, it just is. I won't get into any debates about it. It could be size. It could be a lot of reasons. But when it comes to military, we kind of defend a lot of places in the world. Whenever something happens, it's America that gets sent over there to go deal with it, along with our NATO guys and gals. Don't get me wrong. So nobody get that twisted. But there's a reason that we train so hard. There's a reason for everything that they're doing here. We used to blow up the officers all the time. And it's really disappointing when you have somebody, when you're thinking so hard about something, training so hard for something, and then in the middle of the night comes and you are so fatigued and exhausted that somebody is able to sneak up on you and say, hey, you're dead. And you realize that in a real life situation, that's exactly the situation that you're training for. Like, somebody would have ended your life. It's not just a game in the mentality of the people that are doing these training sessions whatsoever.
Using new technology.
Our goal is we must win. And the reason we must win as the opposing force is that we believe very firmly that units learn best by losing.
So you've got a real kit of parts, haven't you? Anything at your disposal to make life hell for...
Yeah, and these vehicles are all brand new. So one of the things that will kind of change about these is right now they just look like a plain pickup truck, but we also will mount police lights on them, ambulance lights, the orange flashing like construction worker or electric company, and so we can go out there and pretend to just be fixing a light pole and doing nothing, but we're actually utilizing that as an opportunity to maybe infiltrate a Wi-Fi network or just observe and report on activity that's in that area.
His job is to train this brigade and train us as hard as he can by... See, he's already got his scouts out against me.
So why is the enemy here called Geronimo?
Their lineage goes back to the 509th Parachute Infantry Battalion, and by legend, one of the first members of the 509th was also the first members of the test platoon. The rest of the members of his unit had, said that he was going to be scared, And so he said, I'm not going to be scared when I exit this airplane for the first time, one of the first U.S. paratroopers, and I'm going to prove it to you by yelling Geronimo when I jump out of the airplane, right? And so Geronimo being the very famous Apache warrior from Native American culture. And so, true to his word, when he exited the aircraft, he yelled Geronimo.
So what we're going to do, sir, just while we're off to that.
Meanwhile, Geronimo have now made contact with the Welsh cavalry.
So you can get one of the antennas up, get onto 0. Tell them to stop dropping people in that area. Right. Because obviously the enemies have got eyes on to be calling mortars in.
The beginning of many battles ahead.
We've got lots of training areas in the UK, some of which initially could look quite similar to this, pine trees and ferns, but then they're very small. This is on a scale that is really great to work in because in the UK, you'll come across the same wood block or the same trees again and again. And when you've been on that training area a bit, you kind of know where the enemy are likely to be hiding and there aren't that many surprises. But in somewhere the size of this, we're constantly being surprised by Geronimo, discovering new areas and getting pushed and put to the test in a way that we just wouldn't be used to at home.
And what's it like having the Welsh cavalry working alongside you?
So first and foremost, a phenomenal unit, incredibly professional, particularly their junior non-commissioned officers, their corporals and lance corporals, incredibly capable and professional and skilled at what they do.
So this time the British are here, you know, do they tend to give you more grief than the others?
Honestly, no, because we may talk a lot of smack about each other, but when it comes down to it, when we finally actually train with each other, we look forward to it and learn from one another.
This isn't the Super Bowl. This isn't the end point. Sorry, that would be like the Champions League Cup. This isn't the end. This is just a point on our way to being ready. And ultimately, you know, we hope we don't have to compete in that really final event, real combat. And so this is meant to push us really beyond our limits to prepare us for that eventuality.
What's your message to the Welsh cavalry?
I have no message for the Welsh cavalry. I'll be there to shoot you soon.
Damn.
Next time, come with me as I explore the history behind Fort Polk in Louisiana. The state has been home to training US soldiers since before World War II. And a big exclusive with the head of Forces Command, 4-star General Garrett, talks about the importance of the defence relationship between the United States and the UK. Sean Grezchek, Forces News, Fort Polk, Louisiana.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Exercise Rattlesnake, U.S. Army's most hated unit, gives UK troops hell. Sounds like fun to me, legitimately, but I know that they're doing it for a very, very real reason when it comes down to it. Like, it's not just a paintball game. It's not just Call of Duty. Like, we're talking about people's lives and training for an unfortunate possibility or even eventuality that they'll have to put that training to the test. So it is awesome to see the Army side of things since I come from the Marine side of the house. Much love to all of my Army brothers and sisters out there. Much love to all my vets and active duty and reservists and all of you, no matter where you served, no matter what country you served for. We're a rare breed. And I love you. If you guys enjoyed it, definitely get over and show Forces News some love. We're signed up. I hope you're going to sub up as well. Hit that like button if you liked it, the dislike button if you disliked it. Check out the other video up there or one of these guys up here. Until the next one, I'm highly combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, safe. I love you to the moon and back. Peace.